repositories, and you will have build pipelines for each of this, and you will have infrastructure resources. Let's say if you're going to deploy this in Kubernetes clusters. Like, so these are going to be different services. They're going to consume multiple resources, and it's eventually going to translate into a cost. So what we ended up doing was, like, okay, for now, okay, let's just add these two functionalities into the single service, but make sure that like they have their own databases and connections, and they are maintained here. And when this any of these functionalities grow bigger, let's say like we're concentrating on validation for address now. Let's say tomorrow this slowly grows bigger, and we started servicing so many different validations like this, and then we want to extract it out. So we have put it in such a way that like this could be extracted at any point as a separate service. This was just an example. I will also show you the sample code that we have. Okay, so this is visible, or do we have to? Okay, hope the text is visible, or do we have to zoom it further?
It's visible.
It's visible, right? Okay. So here again you see, right? Like, so this repository that you see here is an example of model. So where you see like there are like two modules, right? Like, so we have one account module and we have a customer module, and so I'll expand this, and you'll see that there are all these are encapsulated within these modules. Let's say we have an application layer, we have a domain, all the domains related to the account is over here, and we also have a 3-tier architecture where we have an application service, controllers, repository, everything within this module. And similarly, like if you open the customer module, you have same structure, right? Like, so the way, if you structure it this way, like it will be easy. Let's say at some point of time you understand that like, okay, the account module now has a lot more functionalities. Like initially it was just update and maintaining the address. Now it has a lot more to do. It needs to see like what are the orders that the user has, and so many other details gets added to this, and this module slowly becomes bigger. Now it is ready to be separated as a individual service. When that situation occurs, like when you have the structure like this, like it will be easy for us to extract this as a separate service. So all we do is like we are kind of structuring this together, but within these modules, like we make sure there is no interaction happen. The same way, like if any of the interactions, like if even though they are in the same repository, no interactions happens between these classes, right? Like it is all happens through an API call. So anything that you want to add to this code, or like, do you have to show any specific?
No, it's good to be covered. Yeah.
You covered it, right? So this is an example that we wanted to show, like how do you build modular monolith, right? Like as we discussed before, like one of the main challenge that we have with microservices is definitely identifying the services upfront. And if that is the case, like this is how we could proceed, where we create a modular code, and which is kind of self-sufficient, right? Like, and easier to split. So any questions, any thoughts?
So to communicate between two modules, you're using API call?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use direct in like controller dependent.
Controllers also, but yeah.
Yeah. So if you, I think, go to the application service of a customer, you would see that the application service package, you will see that the account controller is directly injected because it's the same module, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you can do in process call rather than HTTP call with module. That's the advantage. But that's the only entry point to the module. You shouldn't anything else of a module.
Actually, the domains or stuff. Because like if this is the, I mean, it is better to do it as an API level, but if you want to consume it at a controller level, this can be done, but yeah, there is only one place where you need to change and extract.
Okay.
But the example that I was explaining, the use case that we did, like we didn't even do this, like so it was all API.
I have one question. In my current project, we are somewhat doing modular monolith. and we decided to go on with an approach that will have one controller layer, one repository layer. So all the database operation across module that needs to happen should go to one repository layer, and will not replicate a repository layer for every module. The only difference would be the business logic would be separate across all modules, and though we are segregating things out on business module level rather than each module having its own controller layer or repository layer. So I wanted to understand which is like more
Yeah,
preferred.
so I mean, I think what you're doing is not a modular monolith, right? Like what you're doing is just, you're segregating the domain, that is the business logic, but not anything else, right? Like, but this is actually not a modular monolith, right? See, why